Good morning, you absolute stunners. It is Jack Kavanagh here with James Russell, engine mounts, leafy blowing in the wind. Russell, coming to you live this Wednesday morning. Unfortunately, we still have a very, very, very poorly Charlie. What is he calls himself? Charlie
Waymo Brigden.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Come on.
Charlie Waymo Brigden is still out. And I don't know if we've disclosed Charlie's illness, but I'm going to tell you because today's episode is all about leaks. Charlie has got a disease from the 1950s. It's called kidney stones. I don't think anyone gets it anymore. It's up there with gout.
Yes.
I thought we'd taken care of
Scurvy,
kidney stones, but
rickets.
Yes, yeah. Charlie the pirate. Charlie's got some kidney stones, and he is okay sometimes, and then sometimes he really is not okay. And today is a day where he's really not okay. So big up, Char, on the third bath of the day, because that's the only thing that will relieve the pain. I don't know if he's got a finger in his bum or not. I'll assume he does, because that's what the bath is for.
What? We're 1 minute and 15 seconds in. Jesus. As soon as Charlie's not here, just turns into absolute...
all professionalism.
Well, on that note, I hope that Charlie gets well and enjoys that bath.
Or the longer he stays off, the more we can take the piss out of him.
Yeah, facts.
Every cloud. I would like to set a bit of a tone for today because I've been doing a lot of thinking. Right, we've got a few loyal yappers, and I think the loyal yappers should get some inside information.
Agreed.
So we're going to do. I would like to do, if you don't mind, James, a little bit of housekeeping on what's been going on, and then we're going to talk about some automotive news.
Yes.
The first yap I would like to crack open is I think I may have found the best M5 touring.
See, I know what you're going to talk about, so I'm going to act like I don't. But I know for a fact that yes, you have. Sorry, Cav, please, could you, if you please explain. Go on.
So I put out a story. I put out a video last week. Who's selling an E61 M5? And unbelievable the amount of people that don't listen to videos, because I was sent 1,000 E60 M5 saloons, which is fine, because I did say at the end, unless you've got one that's going cheap. And when I meant cheap, I was like, I can't not buy that car cheap. Whereas they were like, it's worth 25, you can have it for 24. I'm like, right. No, you're missing. Yeah, I'm talking, it's worth 25, you can have it for 10. So anyway, I had to go through a lot of people. And don't get me wrong, these people were trying to help. So I really, really do appreciate them. And the first 10, I was like, I really appreciate that, mate, but I would really like to hold on for a wagon. After the 50th one, I was like, fucking hell, I should have been more specific in this video.
Yeah.
Anyway, somebody commented and also I said in that video, don't comment, send me a DM because I need links. Somebody commented tagging Everything M. Which is a company that I've followed for quite a long time on social media, and they do everything M's. And he said he's probably got one, which felt so flaky. It was like, you don't even know if there's one.
How do you probably know if you've got an E61?
It wasn't even them that tagged. It was somebody saying they've probably got one.
Forgive me.
Which felt even more loose. It was like, this person likes M cars. They've probably got one. I was thinking, my God. And then, to be fair, 20 minutes later, Dara from Everything M messaged me saying, I've got an E60 M5.
No.
E61 M5, sorry. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm going to see it tomorrow. There's a couple of bits that I really, really like about it. One, ultra low mileage, 50,000 miles.
Ridiculous. That's
Crazy
wild.
Low. Second hook, since the car was imported from Hong Kong, which...
So cool.
Some people see as a negative. I have no problem.
No, that's history. That's sick.
That's cool. It's Hong Kong and Japan. I'm like, if anyone's looking after a car, it's those guys. So that's not a negative for me at all. And then the other bit, car came over in either December or January. I can't remember. The receipts for that car since December or January, £22,000.
Oof. That's like a whole new car.
You can buy another one for that. It'll be ropey, but you could absolutely buy another one. So, yeah, going to see that tomorrow. White, uber low mileage, and
so cool.
just the cleanest example I think exists. I'm sure there are people out there that go, oh, my granddad's got 72 miles. But we'll have a look tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, there were no visuals in this pod, but
I've seen photos. Trust me, guys. Yes. It looks mint.
Super
looks
clean.
Sick. What colour is the interior, if you're willing to divulge that information?
I think, I don't know this for a fact, but I think black.
Okay, black. Okay.
And we're gonna have a little bit of fun with the interior. The only problem I'm having, and I would love to get the listeners' thoughts on this, is we have an budget. This car is very much at the top of that budget because it is such a great example. And if you're going to give away a car, you should give away the best version that you can find rather than just trying to offload a dog. So we're doing the right thing. But the pot that's left at the end of the budget is smaller than anticipated. And I will happily tell numbers when I've bought the car, but it feels a bit daft telling people something that I haven't bought yet. Anyway, there's going to be about 5 to 6 left in the pot.
Right.
I wanted to do more than 5 or 6 grand's worth of mods. Now, my problem is this. We need to hear that V10 more. So there's going to have to be an exhaust.
Right.
But because it is such a big old thing, exhausts are like 2.5, 3 grand. I wouldn't know what it's like to drive an M car without coilovers, so it needs some coilovers. And we're going to assume another 1,500 quid on that.
Right.
So I'm down to I'm more than happy to put some of my own money in this to make it a really, really cool thing. But my question for the followers is this. Do you think I can't remember what they're called now. They're like a multi-spoke wheel. They're the press release colour. The press release wheel that came on the car. James, you know the wheels I'm talking about.
Sort of. Yeah. There's multiple spokes. It's quite a sort of packed-in wheel. I'm
going to Google because
Google it.
We should give the listeners something to look for. E61 M5 wheel options.
I know the wheel you're talking about.
I should hope so. You've seen them.
Yeah, so true.
Right, okay. They are called, if eBay loads, they are called 166M. Oh my God, they're a BBS. I did not know that.
Really?
That's very cool. So the car is on 166M BBS Stalagood wheels. Now, as I say, I love an aftermarket wheel, but and they're worth a couple of grand. See, that's the thing. Do you sell them for 1,500 quid? And then buy some aftermarket wheels for around 2, or do you just leave them on?
If I'm being honest, if you want my opinion, I think they are some of the best looking stock wheels on any BMW. I think they look absolutely fantastic. I think they look great. So
hopefully, like the E39, just some lows and maybe a little bit of widening
would look, I think,
just beef up the presence.
Yeah, I think it would look mint because they aren't too over the top that you lose sight of it being, like a 5 Series, basically. But they are special enough that when you see how the car sits, you see, the like exhaust, and then you hear it, you think it's kind of like I'm trying to put it in terms of like a suit. It's like smart, but when you need it to be that little bit more
playful,
playful.
Yeah.
There we go. Something
business
like that.
In the front,
all
that. In the front, party in the back.
All that.
Going to see that car tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. And I will probably, I think what I'm going to do, this is a reason to follow us on Instagram. The first picture that exists of that car is going to be on the Yap Instagram. Now, to my Cav followers and to the Stjarnagloss followers, the first time they will see or even hear about this car will be when we go to Germany. So that's how, and we're going to Germany in 3 weeks' time. Yeah.
Wow,
so I'm going to keep
early
it
release.
under embargo for 3 weeks, and we're going to see how many people know of the car before we get there.
Very cool.
As I say, just as a little thank you to our lovely, lovely loyal listeners, one of which is Joe, who works at Stjarnagloss / Dodo Juice, and he already knows the car. So that's one that already has had it spoiled for him. But by the by, in other car news, again, I'm being selfish, James, and I apologise.
No, go ahead. You are a professional. You are sounding very professional.
I fucking leaked the colour of the Range Rover on my own Instagram.
Dickhead.
What a dickhead.
How'd you do that?
So, obviously, I do a lot of work for 7 days, and I did a house for them.
Oh, did you leave it in the back of shop?
Not even hidden. Like, there's a bit where I open the front door and it's just bang behind me in its entirety in bright green.
Did people comment? Have you found it?
Fuck me, yes. They commented on the car before they commented on the house.
Lol.
Yeah, big fuck up there on my part. But it's, as I say, the reason I haven't put it out there publicly is because there are 2 imperfections. And cousin Alex, who did it, bless him, was like, there is no net for doing this colour change. There is no guide. People don't do colour changes with PPF, I should add, because vinyl and PPF react very, very differently to being stretched. So he had to make 2 patches, which I respect. But the patches are obviously under a little bit too much tension, and they've started to lift. We've got a couple of fingers, and to 99% of people they wouldn't notice, but I can see it,
and therefore it's important.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can see it, then that's the most important person that can see it.
It's not even that. It's not even that, because I'm not that precious. But it would be unfair on Alex for me to put something on the internet that isn't up to scratch, because then people go, "Well, he's fucking shit." He's not shit. He just has never done that car before, and that car really doesn't lend itself very well to PPF. So that's why it needs to be fixed before I put it on the internet properly.
Got you. To put it in layman's terms, what's this 2-patch? What are you on about with the 2-patch system?
Imagine if you've got. It's easier to. Hold on, I'm trying to think. There are on the corners of the Range Rover, bottom left, bottom right. You've got 3 sides trying to meet each other.
Got you.
And to try and get vinyl to go in 3 different directions in quite a small area,
okay,
you would normally put relief cuts. So what he's done, and this is what they all tell you to do, like all the PPF manufacturers, is basically lay 2 sides down and then put a 3rd piece on the 3rd angle.
Okay.
And where they join is seamless, but it's just well, it was when I picked it up, but after a couple of weeks of driving it, they've just started to separate. So there's a little bit of black coming through. And the lovely people at Terminax have advised him on what to do. And he has taken that information and he is doing it next week when I don't need the car. So it will be fixed and it will be lovely. And considering he tried to work it out on the fly, I'm very, very impressed.
That's
with what
very impressive. That is very impressive.
So, but yeah, that's it was a learning process for him. It's the first colour change PPF he's ever done, and it was on a car that did not lend itself to PPF at all. So for a 97.8% completion rate,
absolutely,
it's not bad.
Not at all. That's a great job. That's a great job.
So yeah, have you got anything car news in your world, James?
Nothing too exciting. I did have 2 spots today, and I thought that they were quite interesting.
Pray tell.
Especially as I'm speaking with yourself. Now, you'll have to tell me, what's the Range Rover newer, the one newer than your one?
Give
me the code.
405.
Okay.
No, hang on. Oh my God, why have I gone blank? L405 Range Rover. Right? Yes, it is the L405 Range Rover.
So that's the one after yours, but before
the 460, the new one.
Right.
The current one,
okay. Outside of my local shop, I saw a V8 long wheelbase.
Yeah.
And, oh my Lord, the smell of old money was reeking from it. On a private play.
Did you have a look through the rear window?
I did, but, well, as I was walking up to it, the owner walked out with his young children, so I thought it's probably best if I don't.
Yeah.
But, it blew me away how large it actually is. It's considerably longer than a normal Range Rover. No shit.
Yeah.
But then I saw the V8 badge and I was like, oh God, yes, you are living it up.
What blows me away with them is I think they are so overlooked in terms of a chauffeur's option. Because you always think S-Class, you always think A8. But that thing, normally the long wheelbases have got rear screens.
Yeah.
They also normally don't have a centre seat because that's been converted into a fridge. Tons of room, probably way more than a Maybach. And they're dirty cheap because they all get bought for chauffeuring. They do their 3 years and then they get fucked in the bin.
Yeah, so true. And also, I don't know about you. If I was being chauffeured around, I enjoy being higher up. I enjoy feeling. Yeah. I enjoy looking down at the peasants. Yeah,
absolutely.
Look at them down there in their normal height cars, whereas I'm here and I can look down onto their laps and view what they're doing. Absolutely.
You can see what they're scrolling on their phone.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool thing. And they are... So this is the problem that I'm having with the 405 long wheelbase gangster. And they're roundabout for a low mileage, super duper, the newer version of my engine. So they're still the TDV8, but it's got AdBlue, so you can go into London and blah, blah, blah. They're about 35 to 45, depending on mileage and whatever. And I think I saw it as really, really safe money. Thought it was a cool thing. But a lot of people are telling me that the 322 that I have, because it has the 405 engine and a lot of the 405 components, there isn't that much difference. Obviously, it feels more refined and blah, 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 blah. There isn't that much difference between the two cars. And when mine is 15 and that is 35, you're not getting 20 grand worth of value.
Definitely not. I think I prefer how your one looks anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I prefer the older look.
The more I drive the range, the more I am getting anxious. And I have no reason to, because the car has been very, very good to me. Apart from the subframe, which was replaced. Fair play. I've had a couple of little niggles, but genuinely nothing that bad. But the more I drive it, the more I think, it's going to break. Yeah. And it isn't. But that's why I keep thinking I want to get the newer version. Whereas it seems to be I should get the newer version. But that's another jump up in money.
What, the brand new one?
Well, the 460. So it came out in 2022. They're down now at like 60. But that's still a long way from the 10 that I paid for mine.
That's 60 grand. That's...
Yeah. It's GT4 money.
Also, I don't know if it's still an issue, but wasn't insurance on those eye-wateringly high because of all the what's it like
theft?
Yeah, well, yeah. Sorry, not to put too fine a point on it. From all of the stealing of them.
Yeah. So that is a real thing. But fortunately, because of being somewhat in the trade, we've got traders policy, and it doesn't kick you in the bollocks the same way.
You have a hat. You're fair enough.
Exactly that. But yeah, if you have just bought so there's a gentleman on the school run. His name's Mark. Really, really nice guy. He's got a 405 autobiography, and he is older than me. And I'm not going to reveal his age because it doesn't matter. But he is older than me, much more sensible than me, and he still pays £320 a month to insure his fucking 405.
£320 a month?
Yes.
That's how much me and my girlfriend pay for our car.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that and once upon a time, I think I told this story on this podcast before, but once upon a time, Tom Hartley, or Carl Hartley advertised it, a Range Rover SV autobiography, and it was dirty cheap. It was like 39 grand. And I was like, oh my God, I'm buying that. That's cool. And then Lenny from Urban said to me, go and do an insurance quote. It was 9 grand for me.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, 4 years' time, you could just buy another car.
Yeah, literally.
So I'm not doing that. So yeah, the Range Rover insurance is still a problem. Although it does seem to have come down exponentially on the current one. I don't know if all of the thieves have fulfilled demand and they don't need them anymore. But yeah, the insurance is a problem. But as is the fucking ULEZ. I've paid in 2 months. I've paid over £1,000 in ULEZ fines. That is really getting boring.
Cav, I love you. But
put it on auto pay.
You are a fool.
Yeah, I am an idiot.
Tell you what. How about this? I will set up the auto pay for you.
I know.
All of the money that you save, you give to me rather than fucking TFL.
I know. It's so
That's
stupid.
Ridiculous. So do you just drive in, drive out, completely forget, a week later think, oh shit, that's 140 quid?
It's worse than that. In my defence, it's not as ignorant as that.
Okay.
So I live on the A10. The A10 goes straight down to the M25, and obviously anything inside the M25 is ULEZ.
Is that including the M25?
No.
Okay.
So very often I will go and do something in, say for instance, I go to Swift Performance. That is down the A10, around the M25, and then out again. So I don't go into London. But if I come back, I go, oh shit, I need fuel. And if I do a right off the M25, i.e. inside the M25, get my fuel, get back in the car, come straight back out, £99 fine. I don't feel like I've been in London because I'm just getting fuel in Enfield.
Honestly, that's so true. I guess they just have to sort of draw a line somewhere, and you're just. I mean, it's pretty sly of them. Surely you'll be like, oh,
I'm barely putting the tip in, and I'm getting fucked.
You thought you were being the one who's fucking, but you're absolutely rogered. So it's 99 quid a pop.
If you pay it within 14 days, and it goes up to 180.
Bloody hell! When I was a younger, less wise, but definitely a braver man, I drove my, rest in peace, BMW, only one I've ever had, loved it, rest in peace, I'm sorry, I love you, to my friend's flat in Vauxhall. And for some reason, because I'm an idiot, I listened to my friend who lived in Vauxhall, who's never owned a car, and he said, don't worry about it, you don't have to pay any fees, any charges.
Congestion,
So I was like, oh, right, sure. And he goes, yeah. So I was like, okay, fair enough. Anyway, had a nice weekend. When I got home, about a week later, at the same time, I got congestion charge fine, ULEZ fine, and speeding fine on the M1. It cost me one afternoon £450.
Oh, the holy trinity of fines.
My father was so unimpressed. He was looking at me like I was a piece of dirt. He was like, you are an absolute idiot. Then he said, you are more of an idiot for not searching it yourself and just going off the word of your friend who's never owned a car than you are for like speeding. And I was like, you know what? You're so true. That is the truest thing you've ever said. I'm
not ready to hear it yet, but I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, no, I was like, completely fair. Completely fair. It was brutal. So I feel your pain, but if it was £1,000 worth of fines, I would have probably done something about it, with all due respect.
And mine isn't set up the auto pay. Mine is sell the car and buy another one.
Yes. Well, I mean, what do you do if you have... Well, that's a stupid question. If you have a fancy car, you just pay the ULEZ. Or you just don't pay the ULEZ and then just pay the fine. And then just don't really care.
I think most people that... I very, very seldom go into London. And when I do, I know to pay it. But I think, to be fair, there must be... Actually, everyone that lives in the home counties must do what I do, and just dip a toe into the M25 quite regularly.
Wasn't it... I swear it was Auto Alex. He had a big... I want to say a KN or an X5. Like a early stinky one.
Yeah.
And he lived inside of the M25, and he was like, I'm going to just have to get rid of the car because it's literally costing me like, what,
that
X
might have
amount
been his manual X5.
Yeah. That does ring a bell. Yeah. Brutal.
On the subject of Auto Alex, actually, oh my God. Hold on.
As you forgot.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There's two different conversations merged into one there. Taylor is selling his E60 M5. And oh my God, I've never had a man tagged so many times in my comment section. Yeah, I'm just getting muddled up there. Apologies.
His is smart, though. I'll give him that. His is smart.
Yeah, it's
lovely.
Colour, inside,
What's that blue called? It's a wonderful blue. I can't remember. He does say.
It's not San Marino. Let's have a quick Goog, because you're right. It is a gorgeous colour. E60 M5 blue paint code.
He does say.
Okay, so it is Interlagos blue. Of course
That's
it is.
It. Of course. Yeah. Very, very nice.
Who does the best? What OEM does the best paint colours, James?
What, the actual colours or the names? Just the colours?
The colours, yeah.
Oh. God. I hate to say it, but some of the Beamer colours are incredibly nice.
Oh, no, I'd say Porsche.
I mean, Porsche, yes. Do they not just do loads of paint to samples?
So I would include them in the offering because if you can buy them.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay, you know what? Something like Bentley or Rolls-Royce, when you can have possibly every colour. But if I'm going purely the ones that they have in their book, I think some of the Ferrari colours, yes, but like, just the reds and the yellow, the Galileo Fly, I want to say, the name. No, that bright yellow. Wonderful.
No, you're right. Just to give and I'm not going down the electric route, so
go
listeners, please don't think I'm talking about electric cars. But very often am I seeing, actually, to be fair, they might not even be electric, but I'll often see a car and go, fuck, that's a lovely colour. I have no idea what the car is, but it'll be something Chinese. And I'm like, that's a really nice green, that.
I can imagine they are using personalisation as a, sorry, I will struggle with this word, as a differentiator.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, they're not the most exciting cars.
No, everything else is boring,
And nowadays, when you go and buy a phone or a pair of headphones, some shoes, if it's worth buying, it's probably going to be in 50 different colours. But that is so true. You know what? I saw a brand that I hadn't heard of today. Xpeng.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
I want to say it's not pronounced like that as well.
Probably not. Is it like
Xpeng? Yeah, I think it might be.
There's a dealership around where I live, and I was like, I've never seen that before. But it looks just like a JQ or a Geely.
Yeah.
Everything. Sorry, just to go back, M5, that engine, is it the S85 or have I pulled that out my arse?
No, I think you're right. I will be Googling that.
Please do. I know how people...
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Charlie. People get very upset when you give the wrong engine codes. So, have you heard of a Weissman?
Yeah.
I learnt that the Weissman was originally... It's the Weissman MP5, I think it's called, was originally sold with the S85 engine. Oh, yes. What? No idea. So,
hold on.
It was the S85, and then they released, I think it's the MP5, MF5, something like that. Kooky looking car, but I think it looks mint personally. And the more that I see of it, the better I think it looks.
The one thing I'm not, sorry, this doesn't matter at all, but it's come up saying, oh, sorry, my mistake. It says between 500 and 550 horsepower, but that's because they did a V8 and the V10.
Yes,
the V10
they initially did the V10, and then on like a second launch or a second model, whatever, they did the 4.4 twin turbo V8 from the really understated M5, the one after
F10.
The F10. Thank you.
Goes bang all the time.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame because they are powerhouses, but they just seem to go bang all the time.
Charlie and I went and picked up his car from Morgan. Shout out to Morgan last week. And we were driving down the M5, is that correct? And I was like, have a look, Charlie. In the lane next to us was an F10 M5, completely slipped under our radar. And I think that's really, really cool. They
are super understated, you're right.
They're super, super understated. The guy had wrapped it in like a sort of olive green. It was quite unique, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool car.
I don't hate him for that.
No.
I'm just looking at they're 500 brake. I now want to know what they weigh. I'm talking about the E60 now. Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, sorry, go on.
The previous generation. E60 M5 curb weight.
That's quite a lot.
It's going to be 1,800, isn't it?
Yeah, 17.
1755.
Oh, there you go.
Hang on, we're both right here because it varies between 1755 and 1830.
Oh, there you go.
Depending on equipment level. Jesus Christ, who's got 80 kilos worth of tech?
You know what? I bet it's the seats. I bet if you spec the big, fancy, comfy electric seats, every time that I see somebody take seats out of a car, they go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's like everybody knows it's coming, but it's still shocking.
It's like, bloody hell.
To completely change the conversation, new car news. the return of the word Skyline to the Nissan product range in 20 years. We have a new GTR. We only have teasers at the moment, and anybody listening, please do go on to autoexpress.co.uk. It will probably be at the top of their website because this is hot off the press. We're talking less than 8 hours ago.
It's not a new GTR. Don't call it that. We'll get in trouble.
It says on Auto Express, official Nissan GTR press launch.
Yeah, well, no, it's a Skyline, I promise.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So there's a new Nissan Skyline, although it does say GTR will return.
Who knows?
And we've got some teasers. We've got a front end, which looks, I think, quite Ferrari-like. And we've got a back end, which looks also quite Zagato, Aston Martin design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. But it has got the iconic rear headlights, which is good, which is great.
Good news.
Good news.
I'm sure it will be eye-wateringly quick, and I look forward to more information on that.
Yeah, I wonder what engine they'll put in it. I
would love to see the return of a straight six with a big turbo, but it just won't have it. It will probably be... It feels like this is an opportunity for Nissan to go, oh, look, we're trying to make hybrid cool, and it will be 1,000 horse.
4-cylinder.
No, I'm hopeful for a V6 again, at least.
Okay.
Because obviously Ferrari, V6, hybrid, 1,000 horse. It feels like that seems to be the powertrain for maximum power.
Yeah, the last thing I heard of Nissan, they weren't doing very well. I don't know if you've heard, but they weren't doing very well, sort of in the bigger picture. So hopefully this will be something or something that actually comes to, fruition, if you wish.
A wanky thing to say, though.
Yeah.
Who is doing well?
Oh, so true.
It isn't the Chinese.
Yeah, it's so true. That is so true.
And it's like we've mentioned, and Charlie definitely put it on my radar, it's these bringing back legends, which is the only saving grace existing car manufacturers have got.
The Chinese have no sort of automotive history to lean back on. Yeah, so true.
The Volvo. Obviously, the Chinese now own the majority of Volvo. Are they going to bring back a T50?
Probably not.
Probably not. The MG, who the fuck wants to see?
Oh my god, I'm so fed up seeing those MG4s, or what they're called. They're the stupid electric-y. They're like, oh god, they're just awful.
We went for a bit of dinner last night, and we saw an MG. I think it was a 4 actually.
Yeah,
ugly thing. And Natalie goes, but the logo looks like a percentage sign with an extra slash. And I was like, I can't unsee that now.
Oh, does it?
It's weird. Nothing, no reference to MG at all.
Oh, have they updated the logo? So it's not the old.
Hold on a minute. Just in case matey hadn't put something on and we just took a sticker as the badge.
Let me see.
MG logo. No, this thing was definitely... It looked like a percentage sign with an extra slash.
I know what you mean. Right. It's IM Motors. So it's the luxury arm of MG. I've seen this and I was equally confused. I'm glad that you've brought this up because it looks like the logo of a phone manufacturer.
Yeah.
To me. And yeah, she's bang on. It is just two lines.
Elongated percentage.
Yeah, that's so true. That's a right shame. It's a shame that we're seeing heritage brands from the UK. Let's be honest, there aren't many of them left.
What? Probably a bit of a big, deep question that we really should keep Char on, but we maybe postpone the question till next week. But what does 20 years' time car look like? Is it just fucking Chinese? I hope not.
Well, if European car manufacturers don't get their arse into gear, then unfortunately, I think it will be.
Or do you do a Trump style? If you want to buy an electric car, it's going to cost you 300% import just to prop up European.
Yeah. But then I wonder what the current export levels are from European manufacturers to China, because I know that, for example, VW have had models that have been China specific that they're now reintroducing into Europe. So I can imagine they have a lot of cars that are going to China. So if they suddenly pull you can't sell your cars in Europe, then China are going to be like, well, then you can't sell your cars to us. So you're screwed because we have the domestic market that you currently really don't. I don't know.
There's two points to make, and whilst I think that is very, very fair, I don't think Chinese demand is as strong as it used to be, and I am only gauging this off the fact that BMW have gone full circle on their grille size, because the grills we were always told is to appease the Chinese, and now they've gone real fucking small again.
Yeah. Fair point.
It seems like we were all, so I say we, the European manufacturers were making cars to appease the Chinese.
Okay.
And the Chinese started making such great fucking cars, they were like, why are we going to buy that one? We can buy one from down the road. So I don't think that's as important anymore. And I bet these manufacturers are thinking, oh my God, do you know how much money we've spent to get the Chinese market? They don't even want them now.
Because I don't know about you. I mean, it's probably 5 years ago now. I saw a breakdown of the price of having a car on the road in China that was made in Europe. And I'll be honest, they weren't very exciting cars. It was like a Range Rover Evoque. You're looking at like $150,000 because of all the import and all the I don't know, that. So I'm thinking maybe all of the rich people that can afford those have bought all of their cars from Europe, and they're now probably thinking, as you said, China makes good cars. All of the features that are in the European cars we can get here for a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It does make me think, though, of that Top Gear episode when James May, shout out Top Gear, it's been 36 minutes, 35 seconds.
Nice.
When James and Jeremy went to China and drove some of those Chinese cars. I don't know if you have a memory of that episode.
Yeah. One looked like an X5, didn't
One
it?
looked just like an X5. And at the end, I think this is in 2014. And in the end, they both say, we are doomed. We are going to be driving.
They've done this in
Chinese
10 years.
cars.
What are they going to look like in another 10 years?
Oh my God. We were all there thinking, yeah, sure. Oh, look how wrong we were.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're so right. You're so right. Because they went from tuk-tuks to rip-off X5s in 10 years.
Yeah.
And now they're almost 10 years ahead of us.
Yeah, because I think the most advanced Chinese car that they showed was it basically looked like a Nissan Altima or like something like a Camry, nothing special. But now we might keep on going on about this episode after episode, but as people who've been in to cars since we've been knee high, this is the first time I have ever seen a sudden wave of a country's cars enter our country so widely,
aggressively.
It's mental. Like, I can only imagine an equivalent would have been in the 70s with Japanese cars, maybe the 80s. I don't know. I obviously was not.
We weren't there, of course.
But it is crazy, and you see fewer and fewer cars that you know, and more. Not even like specific models, but just manufacturers. I can imagine not knowing a manufacturer. I was so nerdy with cars. Every single model, every single manufacturer I knew. I could tell you their badge, blah, blah, blah. But now I feel a bit out of the loop.
Mate, you're right.
You know what I mean?
The only comparable, which is a drop in the ocean in comparison, is was Tesla. Because we didn't have them, then we did. But they just sort of integrated on 2 and 3% of the cars, and then it was 10. But then this time, it was 50% of the cars on the road are Chinese.
Yeah. That's a good example, because I remember when you first saw a Model S, you'd be like, wow, oh my God, look, Tesla. And now every 10th car is a Model 3 or a Model Y.
I think the Model Y, I was doing some Googling, fact-checking of myself. I think the Model Y was the most sold SUV last year.
I think you are bang on.
And then, I don't know what that number's going to look like this year.
No, they really aren't doing well.
How many Jaycos are you seeing?
Honestly, that sounds like a slur.
It does. It does. You're right, actually. I said that out loud. It's like, oh God, careful.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's exciting. But I don't know about you. I'd really have to think if I was going to work or do any work for a Chinese car manufacturer. It just seems a bit like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I guess we're just being old and not moving with the times. But hey, who knows?
You watch
That's
your
right.
dad, not watch your dad, but when your dad moans about stuff, you're like, "God, you're so miserable," and
But
then
then you
you
realise.
watch yourself turn into that. You're like, "Oh my God, it's a thing. Everyone does it."
Yeah. Honestly, it's like that joke by Shane Gillis, and he's like, "Just a heads up, if you're in your early 20s and you can't stop, sort of, you can't stop learning about World War II. It's coming.
It's a cycle. Yeah.
It's coming. One day you will wake up and just think, right, now I am going to be a prick. And
I'm going to watch a documentary.
Yeah. I love it.
To round the pod up on some more positive news.
Absolutely.
I'm happy about it. I don't really care about it. And I know that's a strange thing to say. The GT3 is getting another body chassis or body shape in its lineup in the shape of a cabriolet. How do you feel?
How do I feel? I will always be excited at a new Porsche model. Another one to add. But now that you said it, the idea of having a cabriolet GT3 is a bit... I know what you mean.
My 2 cents.
I know what you mean.
I think hearing that noise more, good thing.
Fair point.
GT3... Sorry. I'm surprised they've done it.
Yeah.
Because the Spider RS, everybody loved the idea. And then the values have come down exponentially.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
I think they like the thought of it, but then thought, if I want a fast car, I want it to have a hard top.
Yeah.
But what is crazy is you look at a 458, the Spider version of those were always like, oh yeah, this is the best version of it because we're GTing. And it should be a recipe for something magnificent, but I'm just surprised at how the Spider RS at one point was doing for £250,000, like £100,000 over list, and that fucker is due to be under £100,000 very soon.
Really?
Big tank, and I'm just thinking, and look at the GT3 Tourings. They were £400,000. All right, to be fair, COVID numbers skewed the market massively. True. You can go onto Auto Trader now and buy a 992 GT3 Touring for £150,000.
Yeah.
People want them to be race cars and nothing else.
There was definitely the GT3 RS bubble as well.
Yeah, big time.
I remember when you couldn't buy one of those for, probably 100 and 150 grand over list. It was wild. But now, I think
they're back down to retail at less 10%. There was that one that went below 200. It was 199,995, and it sat for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then when all the noise about the 992.2 being a 3RS being a turbo, it quickly went back over 220 grand.
Very good.
So that market feels like it's stabilising.
Yeah.
But the GT4 RS, the Speedster RS, not Speedster, sorry, I'm using the wrong word, Spider RS.
Yeah.
That it just keeps trickling down. It's like, I don't know if people are they're going to buy it out of hype, but I don't know if you're still going to have a 2-year waiting list.
A GT, as you said, that's going to sound incredible. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
A GT3 with no roof. Oof. Now that I say it, you know what? I kind of get it. As you said, yeah. But I wonder how much heavier it'll be.
Well, they've probably got the chassis nailed because obviously the Turbo S is very regularly a convertible.
True.
But obviously the Turbo S lacks noise. So I'm not against it. I just worry that it's... I'm saying this out of empathy for Porsche. I don't want it to be another, we've just burnt millions.
Yeah, in
or billions on a car that people like the idea of, but they're not buying.
Yeah, I do like it in the red, in the photos.
I'm assuming that's Guards red, which is obviously quite a famous Porsche colour.
But that looks really mint. That looks really, really smart.
I like it against the gold wheels as well.
Yeah, well...
And also, the black PPF guard on the rear arch, that looks quite good. It doesn't just look like they've slapped a bit of black plastic on.
I feel like they've actually thought about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will save it for another episode because it is a bit negative, but it's not overly negative actually. No, fuck it, go on. I saw a terrible range of photos from a Porsche dealership that burnt down. It was on Reddit and everyone was like, no. And the worst bit, inside there was a GT. No, it's gone.
Oh,
GT.
my God.
Rest in peace. I think it's somewhere in America. But yeah, it was hard viewing. Oh, bless.
I'm just reading this Autocar bit of bump. So Andrew Preuninger, big dick swinger of the GT products, wanted to do the GT3 Cabriolet since the 997, but it's never had the capacity. However, with the GT3 RS production ending, now is the time. Now, I'm assuming he means... Hold on a fucking minute. Does that mean there is not going to be a .2 3RS and they're just going to do a 992.2 GT2 RS? Hang on, let me read more. This is very fucking important. Sorry,
no, go ahead. That was such a complicated sentence you said there.
The SC uses a GT3 4-litre flat 6 tuned to 503, which is 15 brake down on the ST due to the new emissions hardware. 15 brake, which is fine. But retaining the 992.2 generation GT3 RS spec camshaft and still spins to 9,000 RPM.
Wild.
Fuck yeah, that is horny. It is being sold exclusively with GT3's close ratio manual gearbox.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's a fuck. Oh, no, sorry, that's the SC.
Yeah.
Oh, no, hang on. The GT3 SC is sold exclusively with the GT3's manual gearbox, with the Porsche positioning the car for the guys and girls who just go out and drive, said Preuninger. This is why it's manual only, because manual gearboxes matters for drivers. Fuck yeah, Andrew. Love you.
Okay, I see the kind of angle that they're going for then. If you buy this, you aren't going for a track car. You're not going for anything that's really...
It's for the Alps.
Yeah, yes, there you go. Manual gearbox, soft top, sound, feel. Yeah.
So it's going to be an SC, soft top, half the price. I'm all right with that, to be fair. Because the SCs are like, what, fucking 400 grand?
What? No, sorry. I hate to... So the ST, is that what you're talking about?
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It
is confusing. It is confusing.
Yeah, it is.
So the ST is the GT3 RS internally, but looks more downstated. Yeah. Okay. I think we have gone over this 2 or 3 times.
We have. Oh my God, this one's got tartan red interior in it.
I love that.
Let's get Larry with it. Let's wrap up because
I think we've done well for 2 of us for 47 minutes.
47 minutes. Charlie, we can't wait to have you back. We need you. We need you to divide opinion. Listeners, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Please keep the information about the M5 to yourself.
Genuinely, please do, because it will be cool when other people see, and then you can then be like, well, I
already knew that.
I've actually known about this for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. We hope you have a lovely Wednesday and a lovely rest of your week. And thank you so much for listening. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.